Hello, I'm FKX and I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks to themselves that there sure is more reasons to go to the Nether now than there ever has been before, and although technically speaking you can get to the Nether the same old way, just hop through a Nether portal, it will take you to the same place. The truth is, for many people, a new Nether means a new way of getting into that place, and although we've known about this trick for as long as we've known about Nether portals, that all you have to do is put a second layer of obsidian in front of it, and it'll look like you have a circular Nether portal or an X shape or whatever else you want to do. This is something I do a lot in my own survival worlds. There are many other ways to make more exciting Nether portals, and I wanted to go through some of them in today's video for those of you who want a more exciting Nether portal to go along with a more exciting Nether. So let's hop straight into it. So let's jump right into it, and let's talk about the first way you can make your Nether portal more exciting. And no, it's not using the second layer of obsidian, although this can be used for a lot of great techniques, but instead of this, perhaps you might enjoy it more if you use a layer of dirt instead, because you can build your portal into a mountain if you really want to. This is a great way to kind of just have the portal be exposed, the purple bit, the cool swirling, animation that everyone loves in Minecraft. The thing that is super interesting, you can have that be exposed without the ugly obsidian being so exposed by comparison. I mean, from this angle, you can only really see the top. From the left angle, you can only see the right. Basically, you can make the part of the portal you want to be seen, the part that is seen, and you can hide the rest if you really want to, and have this beautiful entrance to the Nether that can be between some mountains, for instance, or instead, you can do it into the side of a building. So as you can see, this building is vaguely shaped like a shark, although you could also see it as a skyscraper. I like to see it as a fusion of the two. As you can see, the shark's mouth is actually a Nether portal, and the cool thing about this is this particular house is not just a big skyscraper we have for the sake of it. It is in fact a Minecraft house. So this is a Nether portal. It fully functions. I'm sure we can agree on that much. But if you actually go inside of it, you'll see how it's actually a Minecraft house as well. We got some storage here. We got ourselves a nice little main room over here for smelting stuff and for ender chests, etc. And then we also have, in direct contrast to the wither painting over there, a nice angel painting up above my bed, so I can look at it every single night before I go to sleep. It's a beautiful addition to a Minecraft house that is also a Nether portal. You know what's next level? Having your Nether portal be part of your house rather than next to it. I think so, at least. And yeah, here is one particular design you can use. Obviously, so many buildings lend themselves well to having a bit of obsidian and a bit of a Nether portal going into it, and it's something you should totally consider for your next big Nether portal. The second thing you could do to be slightly more exciting is to have a Nether portal cube. As you can see, we've got all four sides of this cube lit inside of a Nether portal, so it takes us a little bit more obsidian than normal, but we can even make it so when we go to the Nether, it's the exact same shape. It's really, really nice in my opinion. Oh, the portals aren't lit. We can relight them, and boom, now it's got 4 times the protection from gas blasts. Now it's got the cool factor of being basically a room that you can walk into. Although there is a little room inside of here you could hide some things in. But like, it's a little room that you walk inside of. It's 4 portals, so you can access from every direction, and it's much more visible, on the map from other places, because you can see it, like I said, from 4 directions instead of from 2. You could, of course, also make a portal cube with more than 1 portal on each side if you really want to. So here is a 4x4 portal cube, so 4x4x4x4, I guess you would describe it as. That's kind of fun. Although personally, I would much rather just having a giant cube in the same space. I think this looks so much better. The big cubes are better when you have just a continuous portal, because big portals, generally speaking, are better than small portals. But I'm not in charge of how you decide to do this one. I'm not in charge of the decision you make if you make a portal cube, because you know what? This is Minecraft, and no one can tell you what you can and cannot do.
No one can tell you what you can or cannot do.
Hello, I'm FKX and one of the things I've been meaning to do in Minecraft for quite some time now is to take an existing NPC village and create a fascist dictatorship. So the next idea is quite a simple one, but what if you just made a Nether portal but kept it a secret? So this is something you admittedly have to do on both ends, but a secret Nether portal is easier to do than you imagine, especially if you live in an already mountainous biome, because all you have to do is find an area with a 5 tool gap in the mountain, or in fact even 3 tool probably works, right? Enough for the portal itself. The rest can be hidden away. And just like this, you hide your portal in the mountain. I mean, even if you don't cover this up in any way possible, it still means that people can only see your Nether portal from one angle, and if you hide it well enough, from one very specific angle. So hiding it in a cave, hiding it in a mountain, it's kind of nice even when you do it at this basic layer. But what we're going to be doing today is just using some simple pistons, and we'll be showing you how you can actually do this a little bit better, because all you want to do is have some pistons and then have some stone blocks, or whatever logically should be going here. I'd say probably stone in this case. Have some stone blocks just like this. let's relight that portal, by the way. And then all we have to do is activate the pistons, and they'll, of course, cover up the portal. To cover up the things themselves, we just have to cover that up, and boom, now we've got ourselves a functional system. Although, in reality, if you actually want to have the pistons be working, it is another step, so let's show you how it's done. Disclaimer here, I am not a redstone person. I am just showing you that I can put together 6 pistons, and it's going to have some mistakes in the process. But that's the beauty about redstone. Doing it yourself, you know? No one can tell you what you can and cannot build, including with redstone. So we just have some redstone go into that. We have a slab up here. Some redstone... Oh, wait, some slab up here. Some redstone goes into that. And now we just need a slab on the side over here, too. So redstone can go into this. Actually, wait. We could probably just have a block here that have both of these, right? Yeah, it's simpler than I thought. It literally is just like, oh yeah, have some redstone go over to there. Because redstone on Bedrock has many downsides, but I mean, one of the upsides is it simply connects like that. We can now have 3 pistons very easily controlled by the same thing. Have the redstone go all the way to this side. Do the precise same thing over here. Also, just to be safe, we'll put a repeater in the middle, facing this way, because we'll have the redstone source come from this side. And then we have a basic redstone setup to go to both of these. I'm not sure if this will work entirely, but I guess we're about to find out. And that's a bad idea. Don't want to have a redstone loop anywhere in your system. Okay, so now all we have to do is throw ourselves a lever on the front of this, and boom, we can cover up the portal. The problem here being that, of course, we've also got to cover up the pistons themselves. So this is why you usually want to do it slightly deeper in the mountain. But boom, just like that, we've now hidden it entirely. And once we hide this little system as well, which actually... I guess this would be kind of tricky to hide. You do something like that. Yeah, maybe you want to do better than this. Maybe what we'll do is we'll like, so we'll leave that on by default, maybe. Yeah, you want to leave this on by default, so then you turn it off to activate the portals. That's easy enough to set up. I don't know much about redstone, but I do know one of the most basic switches you can do is have redstone power going into one of these, and then it means that when you flip the switch over here for this, it will instead turn it on or off rather than on. If it actually goes into there correctly. So let's have it go in like that. Now we have a redstone torch placed here, and that turns off the thing rather than turning it on. So when there's no redstone signal, as is the default, it'll be hidden away. Which means now we have a system that looks as simple as this, where boom, you've got yourself a portal in the wall. But also we can actually remove the lever, and we know where we have to place that lever again to make the portal open. No one else does, so unless they hear the spooky noises, they won't be able to see it. I see that's also another reason to have more out there. It seems as though you need more than one layer of pistons if you want to make sure that it's truly invisible. Or you can just kind of like remove some more blocks, place some... Yeah, there's always going to be some visibility if you only have one layer of thickness, which is why I recommend having the portal be deeper in the cavern, I guess. So now we take that redstone that we placed earlier, and I guess we like bury it below the ground, which should be simple enough to do. We just kind of dig it down, etc, etc. And what we can do instead is on top of that we have the Nether portal dug into the ground. Yeah, exactly. So we take the portal from before, all the blocks from before, we place them a couple of blocks lower down, just like so. Although that might not work perfectly. Definitely should be going this way around. See, easy to make very tiny mistakes right here. But yeah, if we dig this down, actually let's just make sure we got some extra space, just to be extra sure right here, because once we place this, things might change. But now everything just goes a little block lower than it was before. Still got to maintain access to this though, so... Today I learned redstone is a mess. This is a lesson I should have learned before now, probably. Yeah, that technically works. So now we'll just quickly confirm everything still works with that in place. No, it does not. Wait, there we go. Simple reason why. Now we just got to make sure there's stone in front of all the blocks. And boom, everything works just like it did before. You hold down the lever to open the door, and then you move it back a little bit, and what do you know? We've done some redstone building inside one of these videos. Isn't that nice? This is why I'm not like the biggest redstone person. I love redstone as a tool, but the fact that I know there's going to be like a bunch of comments being like, wow, you didn't do this perfectly, and therefore you're basically a monster. I can't believe you dare, like, attempt to do something if you're not already an expert. Minecraft is the game for experts only. No, Minecraft is the game where no one can tell you what you can and cannot do. If I want to have this deep in a mountain, I'm going to do precisely that. So I guess we did. Now we just got to make it slightly more believable by placing some blocks above and around it. Obviously in survival you can place dirt and let it grow. In creative we can speed that process up just a little bit. and we can make it seem much more natural that this should be here. And that should, I say, very clearly should. That should, in the long run, make something that looks less unnatural. I would say this, minus the lever, you probably wouldn't expect the portal there. You would expect it more if you actually removed a few more blocks, maybe. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I wouldn't suspect something besides the suspicious gap right there. And even then, that's something you could iron out with more than 5 minutes like we used right here, but it's a simple system to hide your nether portal if you want to. You can do so for bigger nether portals with bigger doors, but this is just the simplest one that even I, as someone who doesn't know much about redstone, could build in a few minutes and hopefully taught you how to do as well. There's also the possibility of making more than one nether portal if you really want to. I mean, one nether portal is great, but you know what's better than one nether portal? That's right, having 100 of them in a 10 by 10 grid. Having more nether portals is more power, as we all know, and the cool thing about multiple nether portals, if you really want to, is you can do the precise same technique I mentioned earlier, where, oh yeah, you make a little cutout so you make it look like a circle, but you can do this on a 100 nether portal level to make a little grid of portals if you want to. You can also make, like I did right here, by covering up parts of the grid, you can make, say, a boot. I made a giant shoe by just covering up a bunch of the portals. There's a lot of weird, wacky ideas you can totally come up with if you want to by having more than one nether portal, and it allows you to make these big grids of what seems like a giant nether portal, but really it's just lots of little ones stuck together, or you can have lots of big ones stuck together. But nether portals aren't just limited to 21 by 21, they can go as big as your imagination wants them to, if you do what we've done right here. Maybe even after all of these wacky ideas and suggestions though, you don't like the idea of having too many nether portals or making it part of your house itself. You think that's a waste of obsidian and you just want your trusty old 10 obsidian portal, the simplest way to go to the nether, but you want to do something special with it after you've been, and that's why I totally recommend netherizing your nether portal instead. So instead of making the big effort, the obsidian, because who wants to mine that in the quantities needed to make these things possible, instead what you could do is you could take other nether resources and you could make your portal a bit more nethery. So you can start by covering the ground around your portal with some netherrack. I mean, that's what the nether looks like when you find it, right? Add in some soul sand, add in some glowstone. You can even make a miniaturized version of a nether fortress if you really want to. I made mine from red nether brick. Add a little cave aesthetic and all of a sudden you've got yourself a miniaturized nether in your overworld, and then people will know exactly what they're getting themselves into, and you can make your overworld a slightly prettier place that's less, shocked when you see a zombie pigman go through. There are so many better ways to do it than I've done right here. I can provide some examples, show them on the screen right now, but you can make your overworld look a bit nethery so that you can add to the nether aesthetic if you really want to. Because the truth is, although a lot of fun can be had in how you make your nether portal itself, the truth is where you put it is more exciting. If you put it on an island, if you put it on a mountain, if you put it somewhere exciting to you that's great for your Minecraft world, it's a more exciting feel to the entrance of your nether, and yeah, there's a lot of ways you can make your nether convenient, and this video hopefully helps you with that, but there's also a lot of ways you can make the nether fun without using more obsidian, without doing precisely that, and that's why at the end of this video, I've cancelled out the point of even needing to watch it. That's right, high quality toy cat videos, save you the effort of actually doing anything yourself in survival. But no, I hope you actually enjoyed this video, hope it inspired you to build one of these things, because as always in Minecraft, there are so many things you can build, no one can tell you what the best thing for you to build is, but there are lots of options, and if you want to go to the nether, there's a billion ways you can do so that are exciting, and hopefully, if not one of my suggestions, you enjoyed one of the ones you just saw pop up on screen, and that maybe inspired you in some way, because nether portals are a whole category of build now that are even more important than they were before. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you did all enjoy it, because I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
No one can tell you what you can or cannot do.
Hello, I'm Toycat, and welcome back to our second channel geography video.